guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a pan those eyeshadows project pan video. If you are not familiar with what this project is, basically the panners which I have seen doing these videos, they kind of tell you how many eyeshadows they have in their total collection, like how many eyeshadow pans specifically. And yes, this project is one that you kind of do on a yearly basis. So in case you're wondering why am I here 10 months late slash 2 months early, depending on how you want to look at it, well, that's because as much as I love like starting new things in the beginning of the year, I also feel like if you are enthusiastic to start something, you don't have to wait for like a new calendar or a new year to begin. You can basically do it at any time. Like I started my rolling project pan like in August, I think. So again, very much like not even middle of the year, later than the middle of the year as well. So you know what, I figured I really want to do a pan those eyeshadows, and yes, I will be doing a pan that palette in 2026 as well. But I want to start this project a little bit early because honestly I'm so excited that I want to start like right now. Even though we're in October, I want to start like tomorrow with this. So yes, this is going to be something that I start in the month of November, and yes, you're going to see monthly updates because I am going to switch out the eyeshadows on a monthly basis. There are some people who give like a number goal to every single eyeshadow specifically that they have. I want to do a monthly switch up. If actually, you know what, I can do a month like a usage goal as well, because I think at the end of the day you want to actually use the eyeshadows before you switch it out. So yeah, but I think if I do like a usage goal, I might have eyeshadows for like 2 or 3 months at a stretch, which I also don't want to do. So you know what, I'll just do a monthly switch out, but every single time I will tell you which, like how many times I have used every single shade. And I'm obviously going to try to be experimental with my looks as well, because there are going to be a lot of neutrals, but at the same time there's going to be a lot of color also. So yes, I'm going to do switch outs every single month. So basically I'm adding in 5 eyeshadow pans this month. I'm going to use those 5 eyeshadows till next month, and then switch out everything, and then add in 5 new eyeshadows. So the point is basically that I want to use all my eyeshadows, and yes, eventually pan some of them as well. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do it for now at least. And once I feel like I've used every single eyeshadow that I own in my collection, then we can add usage goals as well. So I might build on this eventually, but for now that's how I want to do it. That's what we've decided. Now I want to also show you what all so basically I have 5 palettes in my collection, and in total I have 42 pans. The first is the elf eyeshadow quad. Basically this is an I Love You a Latte. Then I have my Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette in the shade Rosé in the Air. This obviously has 4 shades. This has 10 shades, and you can see there's a little bit of color as well. If any of the colored shades end up getting selected, it's going to be a lot of fun. Then we have the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. This is probably the oldest palette that I have in my collection. Again, there are some colors, some shimmery shades. This is a palette that I tend to reach for only during special occasions. So if any shade gets picked from here, it's going to be a lot of fun. Then I have my Huda Beauty Matte Obsessions, Warm Matte Obsessions palette. Again, some fun shades in here as well. Like when I say fun, I mean like colorful shades, like super warm. And then last but not the least, we have my Colourpop Deja Brew eyeshadow palette. Now this has a bunch of neutrals, one slightly deep shade. And yes, by the way, I forgot to mention, one of these palettes is going to become my Pan That palette next year. So when I end up deciding what's going to be my Pan That palette, I'm going to take that palette out of this like this particular project basically, because then we'll have Pan the palette separately and then we'll have this separately. So that is that. And then my 2 Avon like one warm shade and one cool shade, which I'm using in this year's rolling project pan, that I'm not going to include in this particular video, because the point of this project is to use my eyeshadows, and those do end up getting a lot of uses. That's one reason. Second reason is that is already in my rolling project pan. I don't want to have overlaps, because then it's just going to feel like I'm trying to hit one goal, and then the results will be reflective in two different projects. So yes, I'm not going to do that either. I am now going to pull up the random number generator, and I'm going to generate 5 numbers. So basically, this is the random number generator. I have put the numbers 1 to 42, and I'm going to click on generate 38. Shade number 38. Let me generate the numbers first, and then once I have all the numbers written down, I'm going to tell you what each shade is. Let me write down the numbers here in my laptop. Oh shit, did I do it twice? Okay. 24, 12, 7, and 15. We have 5 numbers. Am I right? Okay, now let me figure out which number is which shade, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I figured out what my 5 shades are. Starting with number 38 is actually this shade right here in the center. It's called Kappa U. Kappa U. So basically, this is like a coffee inspired palette. So yes, it's basically a nice, I want to say deep silvery shade. That is the first shade. The second shade is actually very similar to the first shade. It is Espresso from this palette right here. So it's basically very similar. I feel, should I swatch them next to each other? No, I think Espresso is a little bit more of like a deeper shade, and then Kappa U is lighter. Yeah, so this one is Kappa U, the lighter one, and then Espresso is this one right here. So you can see they're a little bit different, but very much in the same family. I think I'm going to use Kappa U more than Espresso. By the way, Kappa U is very like if you dip your finger in there, there's a lot of like kickback basically. So I think if I use it a decent number of times, I might even get like decent amount of progress on it. Let's see. I don't remember using it at all. So yeah, that's the whole point. Like a lot of these eyeshadows I barely have even used. So we have that. Then we have shade number 12. That is from the Wet n Wild palette. It is this shade right here, which is the deepest, darkest brown. Since I'm swatching everything, might as well let me swatch this also. That is what that looks like. It's right here. I was thinking how I'm going to use, I mean, I could make, I think, an entire look just using these 3 shades. I think that will be fun. Number 7 is luckily relatively easy. I think it's going to be very easy to use this shade. It is the cream shade right here. I'm not even going to swatch it because it's like any cream basically. So that is number 7. And then our last shade, which is shade number 5, is again from Dominique Cosmetics. It is this shade right here at the top, Pumpkin Spice. I've used this a couple of times. I just don't remember how I used it. It's a nice orange. Either it's not as pigmented as I thought, or maybe because I'm using my pinky, that's why it's not like showing up that much. But yeah, you can see the orange, right? That is Pumpkin Spice number 15. So yes, those were the 5 eyeshadows which I have to focus on in the month of November, and I'm going to come back like first weekish of December, and we're going to pick out new shades. Plus I'm going to tell you how many times I used each and every single one of these shades in the month of November. So yes, I'm very excited to start this new project. And also I forgot to mention, if any of the shades get repeated when I'm generating numbers, I'm going to regenerate it, because I want to use each of these shades as many times as possible, obviously as soon as possible, and kind of at least use every single eyeshadow once in my collection, and then I can give myself more like stricter goals, like hit pan on these eyeshadows or use every eyeshadow like 10 times, like, you know, those kind of goals. So yes, that is it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this introduction, and I think when I come back with my update, it's going to be more fun than this. So yes, I cannot wait to start this project, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'm gonna see you very soon in my next video. Bye. Bye bye.